If you've been working in health and safety for a while, you might have noticed a subtle but powerful shift as we enter 2026. This year feels different. In previous years, the trends were always about new gadgets, stricter fines, or heavier paperwork. But in 2026, it isn't about more rules, it is about better humans. We are seeing a massive movement away from purely managing compliance to actively managing culture. Today, we are going to explore 4 health and safety culture trends in 2026 and how these trends will ultimately shape your safety identity. Let's start with the first major trend, the rise of the external brain. In the past, we relied heavily on memory and training, or what we call the IQ or intelligence quotient of safety. You trained a worker and you hope they remember the procedure under pressure. But in 2026, we are finally acknowledging a biological reality. When stress hits, human memory fails. This is where your P system, your policies, procedures, and practices are evolving. It's no longer just a paper manual sitting on a shelf. It's becoming digital, accessible, and interactive. Let's use this plant as an example. You'll see why just now. The first trend connects directly to the trunk of our roots to fruit tree model. The trunk represents your beliefs and self-management. When production pressure causes cognitive tunneling, the state where your stress makes you blind to hazards, your internal trunk can snap. The trend in 2026 is to use technology not just to track data, but to support that trunk. We are using systems like OSH Online, a cloud-based health and safety management platform, as the external brain. When an employee is tired or stressed, they don't have to rely on sheer willpower. They rely on systems to guide them step by step. So, step 1 for this year is to stop fighting technology and start using it to build your external brain and stabilize your team's mindset. The second trend defining 2026 is the mainstream adoption of psychological safety as a critical control measure. For years, we focused on physical guards for machines. Now, we are focusing on mental guards for people. We are seeing a shift where mental health and emotional intelligence are treated with the same seriousness as high voltage electricity. This is where the Mindset Evolution Schema, or MES, becomes our most valuable tool. The MES teaches us that the hidden roots, like anxiety or impulsiveness, directly feed the visible behaviors. In 2026, we aren't just asking, is the machine safe? We are asking, is the operator's mindset safe? This means our risk assessment must evolve. If you look at a modern comprehensive risk assessment, you will see it now lists behavioral hazards right alongside electrical or chemical hazards. We are identifying things like person is distracted or person is exposed to peer pressure as legitimate risks that need controls. This is a game changer. It means your P documents need to include controls for the human mind, such as the 10-second pause technique to counter impulsiveness. So, step 2 for this year is to focus on creating mental guards for your people. Acknowledge that behavioral hazards actually exist and put a real effort in controlling them. This leads us to the third trend, the shift from policing to championing. The old model of the safety officer who walks around catching people doing things wrong is outdated. 2026 is the year of the P champion. A champion is a culture carrier who uses influence rather than authority. This aligns with level 5 of the MES, the influence level. We are moving away from treating adults like children who need supervision, and rather helping them achieve identity ownership. If you want to learn more about the P champion and the MES system, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, as we will be launching a formal MES coaching course on this channel very soon. Now, back to the video. Practically, this means the way we talk to our team is changing in 2026. If you see a worker not wearing gloves, you don't just cite the regulations, you use the roots to fruit coaching model. You stop and ask, I see you aren't wearing your gloves. Is that because you don't have them? which is an IQ issue after all, or because you feel they slow you down, which is an emotional intelligence issue. By diagnosing the root cause, whether it is a lack of equipment or a limiting belief like speed is more important, you solve the problem permanently, rather than just for the moment. You are coaching the person, not just the hazard, ultimately bearing the fruit of your hard work. The fourth and perhaps the most impactful trend is the focus on sunlight. In our tree model, sunlight represents leadership and attitude. 2026 is the year we realize that a toxic culture destroys safety faster than any rusted machine or mechanical failure. If leadership casts a shadow of panic or disconnect, the safety tree itself cannot grow. The trend now is for leaders to actively project sunlight. Leaders must present attitudes of calmness, encouragement, and accountability. The pressure to deliver is higher than ever. If your leadership style adds to that pressure, you trigger that cognitive tunneling we talked about earlier. But if your leadership style provides the sunlight and stability, you help maintain your team's focus and integrity. So, the goal for this year is to audit your own attitude. Discover whether you are a source of stress or do you bring calmness to the storm. So, how do you pull all of this together for a successful 2026? Here is your roadmap. First, review your P system, your policies, procedures, and practices. Ensure your risk assessments are actually identifying behavioral hazards like fatigue, distraction, and peer pressure, and embrace the digital shift. Use your safety systems as the external brain to help your team manage their self-regulation during those stressful times. Next, become a champion of health and safety. Stop policing behavior and start coaching the roots, the traits and beliefs that drive that behavior. And lastly, ensure that your leadership style provides the sunlight and stability. 2026 feels different because we are finally putting the human back into health and safety. We are recognizing that rules alone do not keep people safe, rather mindset does. By using the P system, mindset evolution schema, and the roots to fruit model, you can build a safety culture that doesn't just survive this year, but actually thrives in it. We'd like to thank you if you've made it this far into the video. If you've learned something, please consider leaving the video a like and subscribe to stay updated with all the latest health and safety trends. Feel free to start a conversation in the comments down below. We respond literally to all our comments and we'd love to hear your thoughts. And then for the viewers out there, as always, stay safe, stay inspired, and until next time, take care.